Your wife wants to separate and is refusing to work on the marriage. So is your marriage too far gone? Or is there something that you can do to get her to give you a second chance? Because let's be honest, she's your soulmate. You don't want to miss out on all those kisses, all the hugs, all the family time together. You want to grow old together. Today I'm going to share with you my time-tested Titan method to help dads win back their wife even when she's pushing for divorce. Now, if we haven't met each other before, my name's Luke Pinn and I'm the founder of the ARC system, a system which has helped hundreds of dads just like you avoid divorce and reconnect with their wife. Now make sure to stick around to the end of this video where I'm going to teach you a marriage hack to get her to see your change immediately. Now with all that being said, let's dive right in. You and your wife used to be so close, but now you hardly recognize her. She's cold and distant. Simple conversations turn into arguments. She won't open up, she's guarded, and you feel like you're walking on eggshells. And you're starting to think, is this just hopeless? Brother, it's not. You've just been going about it the wrong way. You've been acting like a show pony, so you've been cleaning up more around the house, taking care of the kids more, buying her gifts, trying to start more conversations, or even giving her space that she asked for, but you're doing it for one reason, to show her that you've changed. And that's not real change, that's being a show pony. And I've got a saying, if you want to be lonely, act like a show pony. So don't do that and instead apply the Titan method. Number 1, take stock of your situation. Benjamin Franklin once said, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And brother, you're failing to plan. You're reacting based on your emotional state rather than taking action based on a solid plan and proven process. For this next part, you're going to need a pen and paper because I'm going to give you a solid plan. Now, any solid plan is time-based and has clear actions. So get a pen and paper and write this down. Step number 1, evaluate. Take one day to look at what's happened in your relationship. What have you tried up until this point? What hasn't worked? And what are your wife's reasons for wanting to separate? Now that you've evaluated what's going on in your marriage, it's time to go out and go into step number 2, gather information. Give yourself 1 week to go out and find a solution to the problem that you're having. Most guys will come onto YouTube, check out videos like this, or start reading books. You want to get as much information as possible to solve the problem that you're having. Number 3, take action. So you've spent a whole week gathering information. It's now time to take action. Apply what you've learned over 10 days and start looking at what results you're getting. But here's where most guys fail. They'll go and they'll start looking at so many different teachings, so many different books, getting so many mixed messages that they can't take action. So I'd recommend focusing on one place where you've gotten that information, apply those steps within 10 days, which will then lead you on to step number 4, adjust. You've now learned new information, taken action, and you'll start to get feedback from your external environment. How is your wife reacting? How are you feeling? And based on that, you adjust your strategy. Now, if you're not happy with the results you're getting from the actions that you're taking, it means that you've got a problem in step number 1 of the plan. You've evaluated the problem in your relationship incorrectly, which has led you to go and gather information from the wrong source. And that's where I'm going to help you with the second step of the Titan method. Identify the real root problem. You probably believe that your marriage got to this point because, well, you didn't pay attention to her needs, or there's a lack of trust, poor communication, or a lack of intimacy and connection. Now, these are all just symptoms to the root problem. And if you want to save your marriage, you must be clear on the root problem in your marriage. Now, I'm really aware that this is not the simplest thing to do, so what I've done is I've created a free masterclass to help you identify the root problem in your marriage. You can find the link down below. Enroll today. Number 3, take control of your emotions. The key to get your wife to give you a second chance is you've got to stop reacting and start responding to the situation. Bruce Lee once said, "Emotion can be the enemy. If you give into your emotion, you lose yourself." You must be one with your emotion because the body always follows the mind. Your emotions have been your enemy. You've been reacting out of fear and panic, and this is pushing your wife away. If you want her to give you a second chance, you need to learn to master your emotions and show up as the empowered man that she needs. Now, like I said before, I cover all of this in my masterclass, so you should check that out. Now on to step number 4, accept the situation. This is going to go a huge way in getting you out of that state of fear and anxiety and panic and into an empowered state where you can start making progress. And the key shift that you need to make here is Stop seeing this as saving your marriage, as resurrecting something that's already dead. You need to see your marriage as gone. What you're doing here to save your marriage is you're creating a new space for your wife to come in, where you're going to create a new unbreakable marriage. So accept the situation, accept that that marriage is gone, and you're now going to start working on a space for your wife to come back in, where you're going to create an unbreakable marriage. Number 5, narrative shift. Up until this point, you've been telling your wife, I'm going to fight for this marriage. I'm not going to give up. I believe in my vows. I'm going to do what it takes. I do not believe in divorce. And brother, I know in your head that sounds romantic, but for her, it's just coming across weak and needy, like you're not understanding her or respecting her wishes. Now it's fine. You can fight for your marriage, but you cannot communicate this to her. So you need to change that narrative. You need to shift that narrative. And you want to change it to talking to your wife and letting her know that you understand where she comes from, that you understand all the hurt that has happened over these years, and that you're going to focus on yourself. You're not going to fight her on this. You are going to focus on yourself to become the best man possible, whether you're going to reconcile or not, because you want to make sure that your next relationship is going to be the best one ever. And what happens is the penny starts to drop for your wife. She starts to realize, oh my God, he's not chasing after me anymore. He is going to do the work regardless of the outcome. And that, my friend, is extremely attractive. Now, the Titan method is extremely powerful, but if you want your wife to see your change immediately, you need to watch this next video.